Welcome guys. So I'll be starting with a basic pattern. This is a front pattern. The first thing I did was to connect the mid of the shoulder to the bust point like that. So now I want to tighten my under bust. So I went in to measure what I have on that part, and I went in to divide them on the under bust like that. So the client's waistline was around 32, I think. So I just went in to tighten my under bust based on what I have left on that part. So I ended up using 0.2 inches and like 1 inch on the other side. So once I was done doing that, I went in to connect the lines to the waistline like that. So I don't need to add any more dots for the waistline. So the next thing I did was to come up my chest line like 1.5 inch for my neckline depth. So once I was done doing that, I went in to shape my upper bust area, which is also the neckline depth. I shaped it in by 0.75 inch on both sides. So once I was done shaping that, I'm going to be going in to draw my cup. So before I do that, I went in 0.5 inch from the mid of the pattern and I just connected it like that. So this is the difference between two busts. So you are going to go ahead to measure that on your client. So once I was done doing that, I just went into shape my bra cup from my bust point to my under bust like that. So whatever I have on the first cup, I went in to measure on the second cup and I just shaped it like that as well. So now I'm going to be shaping my neckline depending on how low I want it to be, making sure that it is touching the first dart line, and when I'm also shaping the other side, I'll make sure it's touching the second dart line as well. So once I was done doing that, I just went in to use my marker to just make the lines more visible. Guys, thank you for watching our videos. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. Thank you. So here I was still going in to use my marker to just highlight the lines very well. So once I was done doing that, the next thing I did was to bring the dart lines down to the extra measurement for the bask. So for the bask measurement from the waistline, I came down like 5 inches. So I just went in to shape my darts like that. So now I'm going to be connecting from my waistline to my extra 5 inches. So this is just like a rough sketch of what the bask line should look like. I'm going to be going in to hold my darts, then I'm going to properly shape my bask area very well. So but before I do that, I went in to open up my pattern up because I want to close the bust dart. So I went to open it up to the bust point like that. So I just went in to reshape the sides to make sure that everything aligns. Remember, when we are opening and closing that, we're going to be doing a lot of reshaping. So that was just what I did by the sides there. So I just went in to cut off my darts from the bask measurements, to the the bust area to the bust point area. So that was just what I did there. And I went in to cut off the dart for the upper bust area like that as well. So once I was done, I went in to remove my cups like that. So I'm going to be labeling the cups, and I'm going to be working on the yoke area, which is where the keyhole neckline will be. And I am also going to be reshaping my bask. So here is the yoke. So I'm going to be cutting it off and showing you what to do next. So here I decided to work on the bask area first. So I just went in to use my tape to just hold down my waist that together like that. So once I was done, I just proceeded to reshape my bask. So that is what it was looking like when I reshaped it. So I'm going to go into cut it. So that is what I have there. So I'm going to be working on the yoke area now. So to work on the yoke area, I'm going to be holding that on that part because I don't want my shoulder area is it gaping or gapping. So but I'm going to be holding that on that part. So I'm going to be going in 0.5 inch on both sides. Then I'm going to be connecting it to the middle of the shoulder like that. So once I do that, I went in to start cutting the darts off. Now I went in to tape it back. So once I tape it back, I'm going to just slightly reshape my armhole. So that is just what I did there, and I'm going to start cutting it. So once I cut it, I realized that the shoulder area needed some blending as well. So I just went in to reshape the shoulder area like that as well, and then I'm going to start cutting. So once I was done with my cutting, I'm going to be going into shape my keyhole area. So depending on how wide you want it, and how much you want it to open on the chest area, you're going to be going to shape it like that. So that is what I just did for this pattern, and I also made sure that I extended the you know previous neckline. So this actually depends on the neckline you are working on. If it doesn't need extension, please leave it like that. I realized that the neckline was wider than the basic neckline, so I just had to extend it. So I'll be making sure that I extend the back neckline as well. So here is what it was looking like when I was done with the front pattern. So here is the back pattern. So after I'm done with the back pattern, I'll be showing you how to reshape your cup. So here I just make sure that I extended the previous line for the front. I extended everything out from the chest line to the waistline. Then I started marking my measurements. So this is the basic pattern I use for the front part, but there is a slight difference in the drafting of the pattern. So I'll drop a video for how you can draft your basic bodies, so you can just go through it and understand it better. So here on the waistline, I made sure I added my dart allowance, which I used 1.5 inch. Then I just went in to connect it to the chest line like that. So the next thing I did was to get my bust palm, and I also made sure that I went in for my dart measurements. So here, before you start drawing your dark lines, you might want to come up for your waistline like 2 inches before you start doing that. I'm going to be showing you that later on. This I'm just going into shape the neckline and also just connect the shoulders like that. So after I did that, I went in to shape my armhole. So I went in 0.5 inch on that mid part, and I just use my curve to just shape it like that. So here I'm going to be going up 2 inch on the waistline that I explained previously. You might want to do this before you start drawing your dot lines. I just always forget this step, I don't know why. So here I just went in to mark out my new waistline, um and making sure that I don't work on the previous one. So once I was done doing that, I went in to mark out the opening at the back where my eyelets will be. So that is what it was looking like. And the next thing I did there was to make sure that I come out on the neckline the same way I did for the front. So when I was done doing that, I just went into shape my hole at the back, the opening for the back neckline. So that was how I achieved that using my curve. So here we are almost done. I'm going to be showing you how to reshape the back up to a one darted back up, sorry. So here I'm just going ahead to cut my pattern out. So here is the back opening. I'm just going to be cutting that out. So there is what we have. Here I wanted to go into shape, um differentiate the yoke from the main pattern. So I just decided to use that line as well without doing the extra back shaping. So here is what I have when I was done. I just went in to make markings for my eyelids, and I just cut off the dots like that. So you may leave the pattern like this, or you go ahead and tape your dots together like I am doing in this video. So you taping your dots together means that you won't have any dark lines showing for the back pattern, same as the front as well. I already taped the dark lines as you can see in the video. So I'm going to be showing you how to snatch the waistline. So here I snatched the waistline by 4 inches. So 4 inches I made sure that I came in 0.5 inch on both, on all sides. Oh sorry, I shaped the waistline by 2 inches, not 4 inches. So if you want to do 4 inches, you're going to be shaping your waistline by 1 inches. So I just went into, connect it like that, and I just shaped it out. So one thing I notice, if I'm not doing the proper inbuilt corset, I do not like to snatch the waistline too much, because it might get so not comfortable. So here is what it was looking like, and I just went into start taping my bra cup here, so I can reshape it to the dark lines that I want. This is not the darts in the thumbnail, so I just went in to start taping it so I can get the darts that is in the thumbnail. So this is how I achieved that. There's another method to do this, but for today we're going to be treating this one. So here, once I was done taping the dots together, here is what I have. Here is what was looking like. You can go ahead to leave your back up like that, but I'm just going to be reshaping mine. So I just make sure that I divide the points into like two equal parts, and I just went into extend it like that. So once I was done, I'm going to be going into cut it like that. So here is what it was looking like. So you're going to go ahead to mark your extra lines, and that is it. We are done. Thank you for